and welcome to today's edition of Crafting with Mermaid Tears. Today we are going to be doing a resin pouring project, so you will need to have a number of things handy, the most important being your gloves and of course your resin project. What I've done first is just covered my surface with a piece of parchment paper, and now I am going to be putting on my gloves. When determining the amount of resin that you need, I went to this website, artresin.com/calculator. I'll put that up for you on the side. I'm assuming it works for all resin projects and not just the ones that this company does. I haven't had any problems so far of the calculations not working. If anything, I have found them to be just a little bit generous. So I'm going to be doing this Chkra tree frame here, mirror, and what it did is it came as one piece, but I actually took the base off of it because it gives it more room for the resin to spread out and dry and less chance of moisture getting stuck because it's going to get caught on the sides of the frame. So I just made sure that I could pop it out first and then laid it out. Now what I'm going to do is take my resin and I am going to mix just half an ounce with half an ounce of my hardener, and I am going to mix it, and I'm going to mix it for 3 minutes. I'm going to start by mixing it just with this stir stick here, and then I'm going to move on to my spatula to help throughout the process getting it off of the sides of the container. So what the mix time is doing is it's helping the compounds to work together and also helping to eliminate some of the bigger bubbles that might be occurring within there. So it is really important that you mix it the full amount of time to ensure the best chemical reaction occurring between the two. With the 3 minutes up, I'm now going to start applying my resin. I'm going to start putting mine just at the edges here, and then I'm going to do the middle part. I find it works better spreading it out here so it doesn't all get kind of trapped together in the middle, for lack of a better way of describing it. And you can see it kind of moves on its own. Once I have my ends kind of covered, I am going to pour it really carefully over my glass. If I pour it too quickly over the glass, especially the small pieces, then they're going to move on the frame, and I really would rather them not move around. After you pour it, you want to kind of give it a minute to spread out too, to see where it's going to go. So I'm just going through to make sure that all my areas are covered and that all my sea glass has a nice even coloring on it. And one of the tricks that you can do to try and get rid of any air bubbles is to take some kind of torch. I have a bigger air bubble right there, and just try and hot blow the air bubbles out of it. So you can see how most of the air bubbles disappeared, and you can also see how I definitely used way too much. So again, I'm just going to go through and scoop it up. And what I'll do with this stuff that I'm scooping up is I'm going to actually use it probably for a jewelry piece then, because there's no point in me wasting it. And if I wanted, I could keep blow drying it till all of those white little air bubbles have disappeared, but I actually don't mind air bubbles in my project that much. Gives it a bit of character. So with this done, I now move it over to a separate piece of parchment paper that I have waiting for it, where I leave it to dry for 72 hours before putting the black frame back on it. I hope that you have enjoyed this edition of Crafting with Mermaid Tears, and I look forward to seeing any of your projects or any of your questions, comments, or concerns below, or certainly you can visit my Facebook page, which is www.mermaidtears.ca, and I hope that you have yourself an absolutely fabulous day.